morning, everybody, and welcome to our third show of We the People. Glad you decided you want to come and watch, listen to what we have to say, listen to our views. Again, my name is Joseph Allen. This is Verna Swan. Say hi.
Hi.
All right, we have a few hot topics for you today, if that's not stealing the terminology from the View, or we just would put it this way. We have some interesting topics for you today, and hope you stick around to listen to all of them. And we also have a special guest, Stone Love, a local rapper
With Like It or Love It music group.
with Like It or Love It music group. So stick around and listen to what he has to say, all right? Ms. Verna, what is the first thing you have to talk about today?
Well, actually, I read an article some time ago, well, it's over the summer, that Tavis Smiley would be leaving the Tom Joyner show. And I know this is supposed to be leaving in June. But I wanted to make a comment because in June we did not have our show broadcasting. So I wanted to make a comment on that. As it seems to me, Mr. Smiley does not feel the reason he left the Tom Joyner show doing his segment, which we all enjoy, was because the hate over Obama criticism. Now, clearly, being that Mr. Smiley always speak on black-orientated things and the support of the black community, or minorities for that matter, and not so much that he is a prejudiced person, but he stood for and did research on things that existed that he felt the minorities, black African Americans, should know. Now, when you speak against such a wonderful, fine candidate as Barack Obama, then these are the things that you should expect for those that are supporters of Barack Obama. And it's not hate, because nobody hates anyone. I don't believe that. But what I do believe that is knowing the research that Mr. Smiley does, and knowing the research I'm sure he's done on Mr. McCain, and when you balance them out, let's be serious, Tavis Smiley. Let it be known. I'm sure you are very aware of Mr. Barack, President.
Hopeful.
Yeah, hopeful Barack Obama. When you make criticisms on the character of such a man, you have to be very careful what you say and who you offend. But not only that, who you are, knowing who you are. And you've given the impression over the years of watching you, listening to you, and I personally know you, that you're not the kind of person that would go against a great man. I've watched you over the years in Los Angeles, as I spent most of my adult life in Los Angeles, and you being supportive of Tom Bradley and the different things that you've contributed to his era. God bless him. So I just wanted to reach out to you on that note. Be very wise, be very careful, and choose your words wisely.
Yes, it seems that I'm reading, parts of this article that was published in the
Jet magazine,
June 2008, I'm sure, since he just left, that Smiley had criticized Obama for not attending the State of the Black Union Symposium.
Wasn't
he campaigning at that time?
Yes.
So
yes, with Hillary, and that was a heavy campaign.
That wasn't what we call at work or at school an excuse.
But he said Hillary
absence.
came. He said on here, as I read closely, it says that I think Hillary came to this.
It says something about Hillary right here. Clinton.
Hillary Clinton was the only president candidate who accepted Smiley's invitation. Okay, but you just never know what Mr. Barack Obama was doing at that time. So to criticize him, I don't think it's fair. I don't believe it's fair. And I'm sure your listeners felt the same way. I mean, you don't know what this man is dealing with. It was on a different page from Hillary, on the same page on political levels, but you do not know what his life consumed of. So therefore, to criticize because he didn't attend something that you were involved in, I don't feel is fair.
I understand, right, and I understand you may have been disappointed that he didn't come because probably you wanted to see him, which that's understandable, but you also have to understand that this man is taking on a huge undertaking and has plenty places to go and to things to do just to try to hopefully make that come true.
That move, first time president running for the United States of American position, African American, that's a lot. It really is. I mean, okay, Hillary's a woman, Caucasian, but in his position, that's a big step, a major step. So enough of that. Let's go to our next thing. And it all kind of ties in together too. I mean, I did some research on the Constitution. The Constitution, different changes, the amendments that were made. And what caused me to do that was a show I watched with Rush Limbaugh, I believe his name, because that was a little bit before my time. But I just happened to be listening on the AM station. And he was, he was horribly talking about Barack Obama. Now, of course, I support Barack Obama, but this was the worst slander ever. And it all went back into him being against some things in the Constitution and just on and on and on. But let me say something. There's a lot of things in the Constitution that a lot of African Americans weren't supportive of, and a lot of amendments were made to correct these things. But remember, Mr. Rush Limbaugh, there was a time when African Americans were slaves. Get it straight, slaves. I'm not for that. And when McCain was on The View and he was talking about he liked the old Constitution before the amendments or something to that degree, and Whoopi stepped back and said, what do you mean? Help me out. Are you trying to say, should I be looking forward to being a slave? Should I be looking forward to this kind of behavior? And Sherry kind of looked the same way as I'm looking today. Rush Limbaugh, what are you saying? Because Barack Obama is against certain things that were in the amendment. All of us were minorities. Nobody wants to be a slave. Unless you walked in those shoes, you cannot speak. But again, you may have been close to that time, and maybe that might be something that you were for. But this is a new world, and there is no more slavery, and there's a lot of things that do not exist anymore as the Constitution had before. So get it straight. And when you start bashing someone, watch what you say, because when I heard your show, I felt like you totally were against African Americans. Not just Mr. Barack Obama, but African Americans in general. Period.
In that note, let's take a break because Verna has to cool down. I think Rush Limbaugh has started a fire up on her.
Okay.
Maybe that's why she's wearing that red today.
I'm heated.
And why I had these sunglasses on, because it was kind of bright and hot in here.
Well,
so let's take a break. Stick around for the next segment.
Well, I could be your idol.